Hey everybody, JamieStarr here, New World News Network. How's it going? I feel a little weird now that we got the mic. I don't need headphones on. I don't feel like I'm doing this, but I'm doing it. So today, first off, my dog's being weird. If you guys hear these teapot noises and see me start to like cringe and have an anxiety attack, that's what it's for. It has this nails on chalkboard effect with me. Anyway, guys, so this came out a few days ago, and at first I was just kind of like, whatever, that's just Michelle Obama being Michelle Obama. And then I really thought about it. I thought about what she was saying, and I started to take it to heart. People don't trust politics because the GOP is all men, all white. First off, she's factually inaccurate. We'll get to that. But let's think about what's being said right here. She's saying that people only trust people that look like them, right? So imagine if, there was like a day and age where you had like white people and like, I don't know, like a white father went to his daughter and was like, well, you can't be dating a black man. How could you trust a nigger? He's black. Well, he's black. That's all there is to it. These niggers, they're different than us. They look different, must be different. I mean, really. This is like, I thought we were beyond this, Michelle. I really thought we were. I thought like the 60s is when we went beyond that. This shit is so regressive. So regressive because she's not even identifying it as a problem. That, well, people only trust people that look like them. We do know in evolutionary psychology that people do have tribal tendencies. Black people would prefer to see a black doctor. People do like to be like those around them. But it doesn't mean that that's where your fucking line of trust should fall. God, I'll tell you, the amount of times my life has been better by trusting black people, selective, very certain select black people, doing favors for them having my back, me having theirs, Cans, D. Johns, Pete Kennedy, all the musicians I've worked with, but even people within that whole network of friends. I mean, like, going out, DJing at a open mic type thing for DJs, well, I ended up getting a gig out of it from a black gay dude who I disagree with on politics all day long. We had to cut ties on Facebook because we just didn't like seeing each other's shit. But when we do run into each other and still comment on other people's stuff, there's nothing but love and respect. We disagree on politics. Doesn't mean I don't trust him, though. Like, of all fucking things, it's just, I don't know. I'm trying to think of other situations where, like, people would say, oh, well, don't trust those people. They don't look like you. Like, how... And this look on her fucking face. Smug-ass bitch. Smug-ass dude. What am I talking about? Fucking out-of-control tranny that Michelle Obama is. Speaking of which, the kid that's not hers, Malia or whatever, the one that was fucking going off on Martina and stuff at the club the one night, like... I haven't run this by Martina, but I think fucking Malia gets a pass on being psychotic after that internship she did with sexual predator Harry Weinstein. So definitely expect me and Paul to talk about that because there's big Pizzagate news going on, and not Pizzagate as much as Pedogate, but guy from Glee getting snatched up. I'm getting off topic. I'm ranting, guys. I'm sorry. Let's get more into this. Tuesday at Pennsylvania Conference for Women and former First Lady Michelle Obama, State of the Union, Republican side was all men, all white, and that she argued many people of color don't trust politics. Probably after you and your fucking husband came out and promised them the stars and the moon and didn't deliver, and shit's worse than ever, and now they're fucking rioting in the streets and all of that. Like, I don't know. Hold on. See that? That's how raw and real this shit is, everybody. I just had to let my dog out the room. We're not going to edit this. Normal people would edit it. You'd see a jump cut. Fuck, we're punk rock over here. We don't do that editing shit. You ever see Mike Cernovich edit one of his videos? Come on. Speaking about diversity, Obama said we should be working actively to mix it up so we're getting a real broad range of perspectives on every issue. Shoot, I would see that in Congress, she explained at the State of the Union address. When you're in a room, what you can see is the real economy. It's a feeling of color almost. On one side of the room is literally gray and white. Literally, there's a color palette on one side of the room. On the other side of the room, there are yellows and blues and whites and greens. Physically, there's in color, in the tone, because on one side, all men, all white. On the other side, some women, some people of color. She continued, I look at that and I go, no wonder we struggle. No wonder people don't trust politics. We don't even notice what these rooms look like. And I mean, let's of course not even just talk about like demographics and demographic reflection and everything like that, because, you know, I tell this very respectfully to black people sometimes. Sometimes you got to know your role and know where you are at number wise. You're 10 to 13% of the population. Same could be said about the gay community and, you know, any of these other smaller groups. Know your numbers. Know where you're at demographically. Because then maybe you should realize, like, okay, when you're not seeing fucking black faces everywhere, maybe there's just a simple math reason for it. Anyway, she added, if people hadn't had the experience, or, hold on, let me add on to that, or in other instances, like the gay community, for example, when you see so much gayness in arts and media and theater and television and everything like that, you end up with the American public thinking 25% of the population is gay, when it in fact is far, far less. That's the overrepresentation. That's what seeing too much of something is. It gives you a wrong impression about the area. She added, if people hadn't had the experience of being other and out, and you are trying to fix the problem of those folks, it's hard to come up with the right answer when you haven't lived it. And this is the other underlying thing that really bothers me about all of this, as if we all have different problems. I mean, again, I'm just going to talk from personal experience with my close black friends. Like, they're more like family than anything. Like, you know, if they needed a place to stay for a night, they crashed on my couch. If I needed a place to stay for a night, they crashed on theirs. If we're out and about and I have money on me and we decide we need to grab some food and they don't have it, I got it. No questions asked. Don't pay me back. Because when the time comes around and we're going down to New York City in a fucking limo and I don't have my ID, I know one of them is going to slip the bouncer a 20 before me to let me into the club with the rest of the group. That's friendship. That's what that is. It doesn't... I mean, come on. And the other thing is, I think about this all the time lately, especially when I think about the PewDiePie and the N-word thing, because I think we all know around here, I'll use whatever word I want to freely. I really don't give a fuck. They're words. That's all you need to say about it. They're words. Well, this word has a history and what it means to... Fuck you. So... I was thinking about the N-word. I think I've said this in previous videos. There were a handful of friends in high school, like this guy Tayshawn, me and my friend Leandro. He's half Italian and Argentinian, but white. He passed for white, you know. Even though I guess he would be South American or whatever. But both of us, white boys, everything like that, had a handful of black friends. And whenever we would go up to the black kids, we would say, "What up, white boy?" And they would say, "What's good, nigga?" And it was just our way of, you know, switching it up and being like, I see you as you see me. You are me, I am we. We are all together. Fucking Beatles bullshit. Come on, guys. Simple. Michelle Obama can't grasp this. You'd like to think she could. You'd be the first lady of a country, but she can't grasp this. So anyway, let's talk about what she's talking about. I'm not going to bring up the State of the Union address. I don't feel like finding the photo for this because I think it's more interesting and telling when you talk about the 2016 election, because that's what she's kind of referencing, what led up to the 2016 election and everything like that. And what side of the aisle had people who reflect who. Remember, she already said on the Democrat side of the aisle, it's a color palette. We're all over the place and everything. So 2016, let's see who the Democrats offered up to be elected. A lot of color going on there. I see some red, There she got the red too. Yeah, there's blues in a lot of the backgrounds. Well, that's kind of a beige color, but well, as far as skin color, yeah, not much diversity going on over here on this Democrat side. That's kind of odd. Well, I wonder what Michelle was talking about. I mean, did they just tell all the black dudes, stand down, you might actually get in Hillary's way? Like, we're such vehement racists and care so much about propping up some token of our diversity that we just had to make sure there were no actual people of color that could pose a threat to the woman, the anointed woman. You even had to let Liz Warren. Fuck, I didn't even know she was up there in the primaries. Anyway, so let's see what the Republicans offered up. You know, this is supposed to look all old and white and gray and everything. And wow, well, whoa, we got a Jindal. That guy might be a terrorist. Someone put him on a watch list. What's going, Ben Carson? Nigga, you showed up to the wrong event. We know you're a coon ass, supposed to be a Democrat. That's what the Democrats tell me. That's what they tell me. You're not even black. You're a white dude in blackface, or something like that. That's what they say. They invalidate the blackness of these people. And that's the even more racist thing about Michelle Obama, is to her, Ben Carson, he doesn't even exist. He can fucking separate fucking Siamese twins and shit with his fucking God-given hands. What can you do? You disbarred ass, tranny ass dude bitch. What can you do? Stir the pot? More tensions? Speaking of which, have you guys seen Lionel Media's video where he talks about the Facebook ads and he breaks into this Russian accent where he's like, we buy the ads. Or I can't do a Russian. I'd have to hear it again. But he's like, to create the tension. We want to create the tension. And it's like, tension? What are you talking about? The CNN does that all day long. So look, you got Ben Carson, you got Carly Fiorina. I don't even know. Marco Rubio, he's a white ass looking Hispanic, but he's still Hispanic. I think, didn't he come from fucking Canada, or one of them came from Canada? Where's the other guy at? There, Ted Cruz, his Cuban ass. Fucking, one of their parents was chilling around fucking JFK getting shot and shit. Got all sorts of diverse and shady, sketchy characters. You got Rand Paul's ass up in here. You know, hell, I would want him or his father. I wish he was fucking VP with Trump, but it's fucking reality defying. And the fact is that the people that listen to Michelle Obama don't much care about reality. They fucking just parrot what she says because it makes them feel good. But the problem is that their numbers are dwindling. Obviously, election proof, voila. And all this shit does is just push people away. People they're getting back to reality. There's a saying that I think it's Shakespeare, it goes to Shakespeare, about when the money stops flowing, people, or as long as there's a steady flow of money, basically, people will exist in a materialist world, a consumer-driven, consumerist world where, you know, people fucking like have to work because they have to have the next thing with the best logo on it and everything like that. And it's a cycle that you really see black people were fucking caught up in for a while. A lot of people within the sort of truther black communities or black truther communities or whatever talk about that they just don't invest their money the right way. I see a lot of people name dropping, we gotta invest in each other, invest in our communities. And it's like, I'm not talking bumper sticker shit. I'm talking about teaching your kids that it's better to, you know, save, like, not buy a pair of Jordans. Like my white niece going to a black school, if she doesn't have a pair of Jordans, she's going to get bullied and has no friends. That shit's not cool. That's, this warped form of classism coming from the kids in the projects? Wrap your heads around that. I'm telling you, people, because it went on when I was a kid, when I was wearing the shoes from Kmart and everyone else had Nikes, and it gave them an excuse to go after the white kid because they're supposedly more privileged, and they all live in the projects. You have this enforcement of consumerism and classism done by the people in the sort of lower class, I mean, they're not poor, they're not down and out, they're getting enough money together for Jordans. Like, they have enough money to front, basically. Like, and that's all it is. It's fronting, it's an illusion and everything like that. But it's just how it is. And you need a different value system being instilled. And you see it happening, you know, because the money's really drying up. So now people just can't bother with it. Or people grow up and realize that that's sort of stupid and that they're just handing out their money away. And now they got to invest in themselves or their kids or, you know, something like that. But, I mean, I don't know. It's nuts. I mean, and the crazy thing is you know, thinking of my black friends and stuff, they're ones where, you know, Cans, for example, always around the neighborhood with free CDs and stuff. He's, you know, if he has a gig coming up, he may buy something, or if he's getting a watch, he'll indulge, you know, something like that. But for the most part, it's plain white tee, plain black tee, alright pair of jeans, a hoodie. Like, it's nothing. There's no flash. There's no gimmick. Check any of his videos. Cans Music 845. Check any of his videos. There's none of this shopping list, materialist bullshit. It's hip-hop. It's good hip-hop. I recommend everyone check him out. I'll put some of the links in the description below since I'm giving a full-on endorsement. But, I mean, it's, you know, but he's also putting in the money to give out his music, to spread it around to so many people. Like, he believes enough in himself and his talent that he's willing to not spend money on flashy designer stuff, but instead invest it in himself and in his talent. And now he's over in France working with French producers and such. So it shows where it doesn't really, like, as long as you have the right values. I mean, he was raised kind of Jehovah's Witness, so there are different values thrown in there than just your regular kid from the projects. But we all know this gangster shit is glorified, and you need to know where to draw the lines between reality and fiction, you know. Being in the hood and around hustlers and everything, you always knew who the smart hustlers were, because they were the ones who would know there's no point in hustling and doing black market activities if you're not making enough money to be able to afford the consequences of doing those activities. Like, selling a little just to get high on your own supply doesn't make sense when, if you're the one that gets caught, you're going to be locked up for a couple years. That's the reality. Selling a little bit here and there just so you can have extra money on top of your paycheck to go to the club and floss and do everything like that, that doesn't matter when it can get you locked up for a couple years. It's just how it is. Little hood wisdom for everyone. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this video up and get on to the next one. So have a good night, everyone.